Good morning, and welcome all of you Late to Work podcast listeners. I'm your host, Parker, and thank you so much for joining this morning. It is Tuesday, and I'm currently a little bit late to work, but I think I should make it there on time. And hope you're having a good morning so far. Hope you got your coffee in. Hope you got everything worked out, and hope you have a good day today. Today we have a submission from a girl named Alex, and she's from Grand Rapids as well. And she wants to talk about sort of her life story and share some genuine thoughts about life. So let's bring Alex on and see what she has to say. Alex, take it away.
Hello, my name is Alexandria Wanzer. Parker, thank you so much for having me on this podcast. I will be talking about the importance of following your dreams, getting to know your real self, and not letting anything stop you from your deepest desires, not even fear. I grew up in Cincinnati, going to a small classical Christian school where I excelled in speech, writing, languages, and also did very well at classical piano, won state and national awards. My teacher said I could have gone to Juilliard with my ability. I developed a pretty severe anxiety disorder, religious OCD called scrupulosity, and that eventually took over my life when I was 17. I had to be dismissed from school as I couldn't function or do my homework. I was trapped in my head and went to a residential treatment center followed by the hospital. Down the road, I later finished up homeschooling, and through appropriate treatments and therapists, was able to slowly get my life back. I worked at a retirement home for 3 years and then eventually moved to Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I wanted to be closer to my family who moved here. Through still a lot of struggle with my brain and anxiety issues, I continued to push through and wanted to get involved in horses. I was allergic growing up, but felt a great connection to them. I found a couple therapy ranches for disabled or at-risk youth to get involved in, and within a few months my allergies completely went away, and I discovered the real passion I had for horses and my natural giftings with them as well. I was paired with experienced volunteers who taught me all I could ever want to know about riding and horse care, as well as beginning to teach the at-risk youth horseback riding and confidence, trust skills. I've done a couple internships around the country in horse training and galloped on beaches in Costa Rica. Horses was the first thing in my life that I did solely because I wanted to do it. Nobody else in my family rode horses. And it was something I accomplished, put my mind to, and really gained a lot of skills in. I have also gotten into yoga, another thing that I felt an increasing desire to do so. I've taken many yoga classes as well as doing it my own practice, and I have a dream to become a yoga teacher and one day incorporate yoga, horses, and music into a healing center for people to come to and experience therapeutic healing in those various areas where they can express themselves and get to know who they really are. I am going back to school this fall full-time to do some more gen eds, and have gotten into writing music this last year, which has been an extremely exciting journey, as before I really couldn't do it. I don't think I believed in myself enough to dig for my deepest creativity and produce that, but I'm getting paid to play and sing my compositions as well as recording them. I'm a dreamer, and I was always born a fighter. I love the quote, "Keep your face toward the sunshine and the shadows will fall behind you," by Walt Whitman. I believe in getting to know your heart, your deepest desires, and seeing the world for as big and broad as it really is, seeing your life for what it really could be. Mary Oliver says, "Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable." I never thought I could be where I am. I never thought I could be breathing fully from my lungs and trusting myself as much as I am now and really loving myself. I've experienced great healing in some therapies the last few years, specifically this last year, and I'm on my way to being fully independent and creating a life that I've always wanted. I would encourage everyone to not let fear hold you back, not let obstacles hold you back, and remember that you get to decide what your future will be.
And we're back. Thank you so much for sharing, Alex. I really like when people share genuine thoughts about life and their life and giving advice to other people. I love to have that on the podcast. So keep it up, and hope to have you back on the podcast sometime. And I am turning left right now onto a super busy street, so give me 1 second. A lot of people die at this intersection I'm turning onto, so thankfully I made it this time. But back to the podcast. Today, so I usually edit these podcasts at Starbucks or at like a coffee shop. I really like coffee shops. I know a lot of people like coffee shops, which I might do a separate podcast by itself just on coffee shops, because a lot of people like coffee shops. They like working in coffee shops. Even if you don't like coffee, a lot of people enjoy coffee shops. And it's kind of funny because it's like, what is it about coffee shops that people like so much? They like it more than their workplace. And maybe it's the people, maybe it's like the vibes, or maybe it's just the design of the place or the way it's set up, or maybe it's just because of the smell of the coffee, like gets you in the mood to work. I don't really know what it is, but if you know or if you have an idea, feel free to submit a podcast on that. Just record yourself on your phone, submit it to lateToWorkPodcast@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you guys. But anyways, so I usually record these and then edit them at a coffee shop. And the other day I was recording and I thought, you know what, I do a Starbucks gift card giveaway every month to a lucky winner. So why not just talk to the manager and see if I can, I'm promoting Starbucks. Maybe they could help me out with this and we could do some kind of sponsorship or something. So I talked to them and they're super interested. So we're talking about that right now, about getting not just a sponsorship, but I'm talking like getting you guys free mugs and getting you guys different things like bags of coffee beans and like really cool stuff, as well as gift cards. So working on that right now, and it's looking like that might go through. So stay tuned, and that should be a really awesome opportunity for all you guys getting some cool stuff. So, and as I was telling them about this podcast, they realized it, but I kind of re-realized it, how this podcast is pretty different from other podcasts. And I think that's why, even though it's just starting out, everyone I tell it to, or when my friends share it with other people, it's really it's just a different structure. It's like, it's not about me, you know. A lot of podcasts, it's like one person talks most of the time, and I'm trying to flip that around. So it's mostly your podcast, and you submit your own ideas. Just record in your free time on your phone some thought or idea you have, and then you get featured on the podcast. And it starts out with you talking, and it's mostly you talking for like 5 minutes or something. So I'm really excited to see where this podcast goes, and I hope you are too. So I will talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you have a good week. My name is Parker, and thanks for listening to the Late to Work podcast.